Coach, how do you envision kind of your process of evaluating your program?
I already evaluated the program. Changes.
Do you anticipate those changes come together pretty quickly?
Yeah. Yes, sir. You're not good. It's not right. You're not good.
What's kind of the first order of business, though, besides the changes?
Mentality.
What does that look like?
Personnel. Coaching. Everything. That's what that looks like. It's a mentality, a certain mentality you got to have when that game is right there. And you can take it either way. When you take it this way all the time, that's a problem on both sides. That's not just a personnel problem, there's a personnel problem.
Right. Do you see this being a very different coaching staff next year?
I see everything being different, even me.
As far as like different people here?
I see everything being different, even me.
You mentioned mentality. How do you develop that over one?
You don't develop mentality, you select mentality. You pick mentality. It's like two guys are fighting, in a boxing match. Who you pick? You do your little homework, you pick the guy with that mentality.
Is that the most notable thing that's different from last year's team to this year's team?
Personnel is mentality. Yeah. I don't want to give you guys that easy go of it because you got to have someone to blame. So I'm blaming me. But what you just said is very right. But I can't leave it at that. I can't do that. It's us.
All right, welcome into a new BuffStampede Radio. Adam Munsterteiger, the publisher of BuffStampede.com. And I think it's a tomato thing there. I think we've been clamoring for culture. Coach Prime talks about mentality. I think they're kind of along the same lines, and I think there's no new OC is going to be able to create a culture offensively, identity, mentality. William Gardner, let me welcome you in. Sorry, I'm too excited. It's been a long stretch doing this show with a lot of negativity, and there's some excitement in the air today.
Well, we kind of have to figure out every week how we're going to make this fun with a less fun outcome in the game and such. So this one should be a lot of fun. I think we're going to talk about a lot about football concepts, and we're going to finally get me into the X's and O's and diagramming some stuff and showing offensive philosophy and things like that. But to follow up on what Coach Prime said right there, I want to. There's a lot of stuff out there on Brennan Marion, people. It's out there, and it's good stuff, and you can find it. But to sum it sort of all up, I watched a video of him talking about his philosophy at a clinic, and so there's a couple things that he starts with, and one of them is how you play without the football determines how much you love your teammates. That's what Coach Prime's talking about. That's what we've all been talking about in terms of culture. And then he says, our offense is built on toughness. You two-back power run, vertical shot offense, 2-minute pace at all times to create a fifth quarter and wear out opponents. He wants 80 snaps a game, which is going to help the defense too. So that's kind of what this guy comes in, and he's got a what's the word I'm looking for? Identity for this offense. It's going to be an identity for the team. It says you need one vertical threat, 2 running backs, and a quarterback who can distribute. Quarterback does not have to be a great runner. We got that guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So people worrying about that, Juju's not a running quarterback. It doesn't matter in this offense. And what this offense is going to give him, we're going to show you. We're going to see this on some of these videos. You got to bring those safeties up, or if they don't bring their safeties up to stop the run, we'll just run the ball 70 times and score a will. Once they bring those safeties up, you got to have somebody that can run past them, and that's where Juju comes in. And it doesn't just have to be one wide receiver. In some of these, when they had good tight ends, and he has a system that puts guys in open spots. And there was one play we wish we could get this video up, but there was one play where he showed.
We could dive into that. Which one? You're talking about the one that has the UNLV logo?
Well, no. There's another one I didn't send you,
Okay.
but it had like nine guys in the box, right? And it showed how because of the run game, all 9 of those guys, the middle linebacker just stood there. Like he didn't. It's like I don't know whether shit or go blind, man. They ran the tight end right in behind him, and he went for 30 yards. You know, I mean, everything doesn't have to be a touchdown, but the philosophy here is downhill rushing attack with zone and option blocking to open up deep zone passing. You know, so it's high tempo, looking for favorable matchup and numbers. We can show you that. I'll show you that, the favorable matchups and numbers.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this podcast. The Cork Man 6833 had this message. This is like a kid seeing a Christmas present and can't wait. And I think that's a good analogy.
Yeah,
Because, you can really get down these rabbit holes with Brennan Marion's offense, and it's like what we're starved for. I think, William, is Colorado fans
and also
creativity offensively.
Right, and that's what he said. One of his quotes is, "We are going to err on the side of creativity." Man, that's just beauty to my. And he said, so somebody did a statistical analysis. He runs 64% of the time, but when they do pass, it's play action on 47% of all dropbacks. If you can run the ball and you can run play action, you can hold the linebackers and the safeties, and you can just make people look stupid, man. But on a larger sense, the other thing is Brennan Marion is a high energy, aggressive recruiter. This guy can recruit, and that's a big damn deal. And I think the other thing, before we get into showing plays and such, is getting this done the same week as early signing day. Having this happen so fast is huge. Just makes a big difference. You can talk to all your now. He can come in. He can talk. I don't know what happened, but you can go talk to Jordan Seed and say, "Look, man, I got something that's going to make you look real good," or whatever guys on the team or whatever. And it allows us to go back. And if you look at I think one of the reasons why they maybe didn't sign as many guys in the early period is he got this coming in, and that's going to open things up for other guys down the road, you know. So I think this just excites the program and sort of like jumpstarts the program all over again, you know.
It's huge. It really is. There's going to be.
Yeah, it's almost as big as getting Coach Prime himself. It's such a big damn deal. I can't even really quantify it.
Now he's got to come in and back it up, and that's going to be the challenge. But I mean, you can't go through life being skeptical on this one. I don't think.
No. You know, well, I mean, you can. I can, you know, if
you can, but it sounds like a miserable existence. Like, just start Googling Brennan Marion's offense.
Yeah.
And
if you want to be sad and just look at the downside, to go for it, man. I don't, you know, hey, good for you. Go get a hug from somebody because you're going to need it.
Yeah, no doubt. So, do you want to get into some of these videos that you sent over?
Yeah. And let me say. So, like, I think the personnel we got fits this offense fantastically so far. I mean, he talks about you only need one vertical threat, but we got several of them. You need two backs. I think we got the two backs. I think we got, especially if Simeon Price comes back, I think we're loaded at running back for what he does here. And we got every kind of back that he needs to make this work. So maybe we just take a look at some of it. And he says he wants to run a 2-minute pace at all times. Wants to try to get 80 snaps a game, which is incredible.
All right, let's dive into this, and then we'll come back and we will get into more thoughts here. So this is the first video you sent over. Actually, first off, I'm going to send you to BuffStampede.com. We got this story, obviously our live show right now. Lots of early signing period updates, and actually there might be some more news later today that I've been teasing on here. And I've got another analysis video with Brian today. So we're grinding, man. Brennan Marion, let's get into this one.
Okay.
And you tell me when you need me to pause this, because I can do that.
Okay. And right after this, I just want to stop it right there. And the unique thing about this that I've never seen is you see where the quarterback is, and then both running backs, generally speaking, take that back, can you? And hold it right there. Hold it right there. So if you look at this, you got five offensive linemen, you got a hand in the dirt tight end. But normally speaking, with two backs in the backfield, you're going to have one on either side of the quarterback, or maybe they're one behind the quarterback and one to the side. But he puts both of them to one side. And you can't really see it here. But what he's done is, and you'll see it when we move on a little bit here, you'll see that what they're doing is they're playing numbers. Okay, so you got your strong side to the right with a tight end and two running backs, and now the defense got to make some decisions, right? Are they gonna try to defend this wide side of the field over here, or are they going to defend the side over here with three guys in the box and receivers out to the right? So keep it going there.
Okay.
And this we'll go through this a little bit, and the next thing that's going to come up, I think, is they're going to show and be ready to freeze, and freeze it right there. Okay, so if you look at this, they got the wide side of the field. Every offensive threat is to the wide side of the field. Okay, so both running backs are to the wide side, the tight end is to the wide side, and both running backs or both wide receivers are to the wide side. Now, this is an unbalanced line, which means that tight end is covered by that wide receiver. So he's a blocker and cannot go out to pass. But what you've made the defense do now is they've got to defend all those guys. And when you watch this play, this is going to be a zone. It's going to be an inside zone to the short, to the bottom of the screen, to the short side of the field. But it's going to have a speed option to the top side of the field. And what you've done down on the boundary side is you have outnumbered these guys in either one of these scenarios. So let it run. And I'm going to stop you here. Now stop right there. Take that back just a little bit. I may be thinking of the wrong play here.
Right here?
Yeah. Okay. Now go a little bit. Now start going forward. Okay. And keep it going. So this is actually not the play I was thinking of. They run a split zone here, and what a split zone is you bring somebody across the formation to block that outside guy. In this case, because they got two running backs, the lead running back can take that block out there. Now the defense has had to shift guys down to the bottom of the screen, and so what you get here is you get a nice little opening, and they get about a 6 or 7 yard gain on this. Okay, so keep that going.
Okay.
Now you're going to hustle back to the line of scrimmage, okay, and so that's the bread and butter of the offense. Now here again, this is seeing it from behind, and you just watch it here. Let it go, and you'll see one of those backs becomes the lead blocker. This is basically almost like an old school lead play, right? So you block that outside linebacker with the one running back, and the other running back gets the ball. All right, now this next play. Now stop it right here. Here again, we've got the strength, the entire strength of the offense is to the wide side of the field. Now this one, they're going to run that inside zone to the bottom of the matchup here, and look at your defense, because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9 guys in the box, and the two safeties are up pretty close on this. But look at the bottom side of the field. There's nobody on the outside down there because they have to play that wide side in the boundary. And let this run. You're going to see the one back is going to come down on the zone down to the bottom of the screen right there. Now stop it. Take it back just a little bit. Now look at this. This guy is breaking a great big huge breaking off this inside zone out here, because we get a good matchup out there. But look where the quarterback and look where that other running back are up there. There is nobody there. If they keep the ball and run the option up there, there is nobody there. And the other thing that Coach Marion says is, if you want to play on our team, you have to block well on the perimeter. So you will not play on this team unless you block. Look at those two wide receivers at the top of your screen and look at those blocks. And if the inside zone here had not worked, now a good offensive coordinator will be watching this. You have somebody upstairs watching this, and they're watching that backside. They're not watching the zone play. They're watching the backside. Now you come back with the same damn play, except this time you don't hand it off and you run that option and you gash them the other way. So that's what complementary offense looks like right there. Let's just run this through, and I think they got one more play on this. So this is the running backs are going to love this offense. I think the receivers are going to love this offense too. So it's actually very exciting to me. And then this will show it from the looking from the end zone. And you watch those two backs. And so the zone right there, it's just really nice blocking to the outside. But I think what's important to me is that they've built things off of each play, which is how a good offense is supposed to run. I hope that people know what I mean by that. And again, here, stop it there. Now they've switched it up a little bit, and that one running back is now as a wing down off the strong side. So now you've got two wide receivers at the top. You got a tight end and a wing back over here. What they're going to do is they're going to motion that wing guy across and then back up, and they're going to run the same damn play that they just ran from a different formation, except they're going to go the opposite direction. So let that run. He comes up. Now look, it's the same damn play, except this time they ran the option, okay, and they made them look stupid. So that's the thing with this offense. And if now watch this, and I think this is the play I'm talking about where that middle linebacker just gets sucked in and doesn't know what the hell to do. So let that run. This is the same play, but just from the end zone. Yeah, and watch that Mike linebacker. He went the wrong damn direction because he had to respect that inside zone to the opposite direction. And so the quarterback, and if the quarterback pitched, he had a gain there either way. So and here it is one more time, I think. Well, yeah, watch that Mike. He's right behind the goalpost there, and he runs out of the darn play because he's got to respect that zone the other direction. So this offense, both by formation and by play design, makes the defense make decisions, and then you exploit those decisions by doing something else.
Shout out to my guy Philip Dukes here that got thrown up there. Yeah, great stuff, great breakdown. That's I think all the football nerds have been just geeking out over the last what has it been, about 20 hours since we found out this was going to happen. It's been an amazing stretch after a really, really tough time. Do you want to get into this video and respond to it? I'm going to play the audio here. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Okay.
Did you hear that right there?
No.
You didn't? Okay.
But I think I watched this. I watched this video.
You still can't hear?
No, I can't hear it.
Okay. Well,
but I watched this video, and what he's talking about is he's got all 5 of his skill guys down to the lower end, down to the short side of the field here, and it causes a mismatch with the defense because they still have to defend that wide side of the field. So here's where some of the things I got, and that's why I watched this video, and this is some of the things I mentioned before, and he's sort of talking about some of those philosophies that go along with this offense and why it works.
Yeah, you were talking about that, and that was the only initial concern I had, William, was that, okay, is this going to fit Julian Lewis? And the way he breaks it down, actually, it will. Which I that was, again, the main thing that was kind of like, okay, we gotta have a good marriage here between Julian and the next OC, and maybe initially. I didn't think so, but after the more research you do, the more you realize this is really going to work out well.
And if you go find this video online, this is the one where he talks about you don't have to have a running quarterback. They don't have to be a great runner to make this work. What you need is a quarterback how did he put it? He said, I'm trying to find it. He needs a quarterback who can distribute the ball.
Yes.
So I want people that can distribute the ball, whether that means to running backs or throwing it down the field. So when you get an open receiver downfield and you go watch some of this stuff, and what his offense is designed is to exploit linebackers and safeties. Okay. And there's another play in there somewhere. I think I sent it to you. It might've been on one of those plays, but there was one play I was hoping we could find where if you stop it, you can see how you option off the defensive end, and then you have a mismatch of 5 against 2 on the short side of the field when you're running that option out there. So I think he's got I don't know. It's an innovative offense. I don't know that anybody's been able to stop it yet. Obviously, there's a question: will it work at the P4 level? But we'll have to see.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's keep talking. We'll get back into some other news here. I got some other things that we have not talked about since our last show, which was at 5 p.m. on signing day when I was about to face plant into a bed and sleep for about 12 hours. But anything else here? I did something with Brian Howell earlier today, and it was like trying to express that there is no such thing as a home run hire. And Brian made a good point. There's a splash hire, though, and this is a splash hire. It checks all the boxes of what you wanted from the OC in Colorado in 2026, I believe.
Right. Philosophy,
Youth, recruiting.
Recruiting.
Energy, creativity, energy. Yeah.
And I think it addresses a lot of the issues that we had last year on offense, especially like even down to the little things like wide receiver blocking and things like that, so, and then his pace on offense is going to help Livingston and the defense substantially. And I think practicing against that's going to make them better as well. So one of the things that's nice about this offense is that nobody else runs it. So every week you are going to run it against somebody who has not seen this, and they're going to be practicing all year for more traditional offenses, and they're not going to be practicing for this. So,
yeah, how difficult is this scheme going to be to prepare for? Because I remember back when Mel Tucker was the head coach in Boulder, and folks don't want to hear that, but I remember he was really angry that they had Air Force scheduled preseason because he's like, he told me flat out, we got to do like a whole period to this all throughout preseason camp for this stupid offense we got to play. And sure enough, like Air Force won that football game in overtime. So he was right to be frustrated by it. It's not quite to that extent, right? Of a triple option, but
I don't, so that Air Force offense is entirely triple option, and they do it and they do it and they do it. And, one of the things about the option is it's feast or famine, and it's all about discipline, which is why it's good for military academies. So, you get 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, and then you get 10 yards, right? So you have to be patient and stick with it. This offense has elements of that with the option and such. But it's also about being patient with the run game, and then you get deep strikes, and so there are a lot of ways in this offense to get a lot of points quickly and keep the ball moving, and especially the tempo. The big thing is he's got to get it input this spring in a way that everybody understands how to do it. And so you got to keep it simple a little bit, and then you grow it as people get really good at it. Okay, so I think that this gives us an edge in several different ways. But I think him coming in and his excitement and the excitement that we're going to have in spring ball, I think is something that you can't quantify. That's very important.
What's the biggest challenge you think for implementing this system? It's not going to be quite as up tempo as what Sean Lewis was trying to run, correct?
Well, I think it's more up tempo than that, but it has more of a philosophy behind it, and he knows exactly what he wants to do, and he also knows what this offense is. I think I don't know. I think it's not a difficult offense to learn, really, from what I've seen. It's basically based on concepts, and so you do the same things out of different formations, but really basically getting the terminology and figuring out which guys go in what spots and things like that. I think he's going to have, he doesn't have the tight ends here necessarily to do all the things he wants to do. But I think this is a good offense for Zach Atkins. But he's got to get his coaches in here, and he's got to get a wide receiver coach, and he was a wide receiver coach that demands blocking from those guys. So you got to get guys to buy into it, and then get your quarterback. You got to find your quarterback and get him comfortable with it.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see, and hopefully I think there is going to be an announcement at some point here soon, and so I'm sure we'll maybe get some clarity there. But is he going to be the quarterback's coach OC or receivers coach OC? At this point, I would kind of lean towards receivers coach, right?
I would think, yeah, I would hope so, unless he got somebody in mind that he wants to do that job. But I think we need somebody that's an onboard quarterback coach because we didn't really have one last year. So we need somebody that's got a background with quarterbacks to work with Juju and other quarterbacks on this team, because I think that was missing a big loss on some staff last year. There really wasn't anybody to work with quarterbacks.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, let's dive into our sponsors here, and then we'll come back on the other side. Talk a little bit more about Brennan Marion, his hire, what else we can expect in the coming weeks and months here. Is your business growing but not quite ready for a full-time CFO? Macaulay Capital offers fractional CFO services for companies doing more than $3 million in annual revenue. You get expert financial leadership without the full cost. Learn more about how you can improve your business's profitability and cash management at MacaulayCapital.com. If you know Boulder, you know the Hungry Toad. We've been serving this town since 1991, long before the lines on Pearl Street. Just north of campus, we're your local British pub with proper fish and chips, quality burgers, a scratch kitchen, real English cask ale, and no tourist fluff. We support CU football, women's soccer, and the loyal fans who keep it local. The Hungry Toad, Boulder born, Buffs proud. All right, this is my favorite thing that I've seen on here so far. Where is it? On the chat. It said Buffs suck. It's like, you got nothing else to do with your day. Right. Tune into a podcast for a team you don't like. All right, whatever. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you.
It must be our good looks that he came for.
Oh yeah, I mean you nailed it right there.
Yeah, and then somebody else on there said something that said this is a Lewis flashback hire. I don't think that's the case at all. I think the biggest difference here is that also Marion's not coming in with Shador already in the program and to knock heads with. He's going to come in and Juju's going to run his offense, and that's how it's going to be. Yeah, Sean Lewis is a great coach. Yeah, it was just not a good fit with Shador Sanders. It was very clear early on, and it got worse, and then they had to make a change, and it is what it is. I also think that we're far more. We have far more talent up front on the offensive line to make this work as well. Yeah. Anything else you want to close out here before we touch on some other recruiting stuff? No, I don't think so. I mean, this is a very exciting hire. I guess I'll look and see if anybody got any other questions. But I think it's just very exciting. I don't know. I think it's a great hire. I think the timing is fantastic. I think if we'd have waited till next week, people would have been burning stuff down. Yeah, no, I think actually, hold on. I can't get that over there. I'm going to pull it up on. We actually got a press release. It's official. Not that we didn't expect it to be official. We knew it was going to be, but hold on. I'm going to share my screen. I'm getting better at this, William. I'm not perfect at it yet. Yeah, the more we do it, the better it gets. Yeah. So, all right, hold on. All right, we got the official email here. Coach Prime, quote, "We brought in a man that has shown he's creative, innovative, knowledgeable, smart, and understands today's players. He has made a difference on the field and off everywhere he's been. Humbled to be sought out by the best to ever do it in football, Coach Prime," said Marion. "It's my mission to make sure we put a great product on the field that the entire CU family can be proud of. Go Buffs." And they go into his history here, which we have up on BuffStampede.com as well. So it's official, man. Yeah, exciting. Nice. And I wouldn't be surprised if he brings some players with him, but Brandon Huffman posted on our board yesterday about how he'll put out 70 offers out there, just a lot of different guys, whether he thinks he can get them or not, which I think is the better aggressive kind of approach to get out there. But he's known as a really outstanding up and coming recruiter, so I think that's going to be a big deal too. Well, when you do that philosophy and you can overdo it in terms of offers, but because you can stretch yourself too thin, but if you don't sleep a whole lot, if you only require 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, you can probably be a little bit more active as a recruiter. And that's what we saw with Darren Chiaverini when he was in Colorado. You can say what you want to about Coach Chev and
some of the offensive results, but he always brought it from a recruiting standpoint. And this program's kind of been missing that a little bit. And Corey Phillips and Darius Darden-Box and their team do a great job. But you also need guys that are going to be in the trenches with you in terms of being play callers and position coaches that are creating those relationships. And I don't think that's going to be a worry about the offensive recruiting going forward.
No, and I think we had an offensive coordinator that didn't recruit, and quite frankly, as far as I could see, didn't hold his offensive coaches to any standards. I think I like the 3 offensive line coaches. If Marion wants to keep those guys, that's fine with me. But getting some guys on board that will understand and know his offense and require his players to do what he wants them to do, I think is important. But getting out there with an exciting, dynamic recruiter is going to be exciting.
Scott Anthony /P2J asked, Adam, can you ask William what hair products he uses?
There ain't no hair product between either. You put it
he's throwing shade at both of us, I think.
Yeah, that's just like wow, man. I use a big razor. That's my hair product.
So I go every other day because I sometimes irritate my skin when I shave right to the skin every day. What's your philosophy as far as that goes?
Every 2 or 3 days when it gets to the right length. But this is that's the one you want to put up there, huh? All right. I'm going to talk about our hair. All right.
We got to keep it fun. Alexander Ward, William, he's officially a Buff since the last time we talked.
Yeah. I remember seeing that yesterday. So that's great to have both of the Ward brothers. And I think there's some other guys that we're looking at, a couple of wide receivers, and there may be even more. So I think this brings more excitement for that second signing day this year because Marion's going to go out looking for the kind of guys he wants. And, he recruited some guys there at Sac State that had offers from lots of different places.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of film with Alexander Ward out there. He was a junior at IMG, reclassified from 27 to 26, was committed to Alabama, and he's going to be potentially a two-way guy for Colorado. We'll see where he fits in. That's why he's listed as an athlete there. I'm going to go really quick on this one because we're within an hour of Kenny Darby announcing his decision. It's down to Kentucky or Colorado. I feel good about the Buffs' chances, but we'll see what happens here shortly. Xavier four-star 92 guy there at the receiver, with keeping that receiver room going, which also gives you the flexibility with the Alexander brothers. Maybe they can go on defense or what have you. Yeah, I'm noticing my ads are a little bit better today. By the way, Xavier McDonald, he is going to be waiting till February to sign. He's a composite 4-star wide receiver recruit from Morton, Mississippi, and verbally committed to Sacramento State. He announced that he has decommitted from that on social media, so we'll see there. Going back to Darby, by the way, Gardner, William, I don't know why I called you by your last name. We got to do a film room on Darby if he picks the Buffs. That would be a fun feature. Because I was watching his film and fell in love with it. He does pretty much everything well as a receiver.
Right. And then I think I saw somewhere that Xavier McDonald said that his commitment is to Coach Marion. So that's also a good spot.
Yep. Right here. There it is. And then one other guy that decommitted, I don't know if this is going to be a Colorado target, but Jackson Presley, he announced today that he is decided not to go to Sacramento State as well. So that's kind of the latest news there since we did our last show on signing day, which was like a day and a half ago. It's crazy how quickly, in a great way. I was telling my wife, I'm so glad this offensive coordinator hire didn't hang over all of us for all of December. It would have been a long month if that was the case.
Yeah, and you'd have to really start questioning things. I think the fact, like the last couple of years, it's been slow on the hire. So I think the fact that this is happened quickly with such a high quality level, and I think the other thing, Who are the other two? He didn't he talk to Blake Anderson and who was the other one? Do you remember?
Jerry Neuheisel.
Yeah. Which is both have connections back to the Buffs, but I think he was looking at people at a very high level.
Yeah, no doubt. So I got to get running here pretty quick, William, to do this story. And if Kenny Darby commits, I can have something ready to go. I've got graphics, and we'll see if that happens. I know, again, it's down to Colorado and Kentucky as we record this. We all needed these last 20 hours. I think I said that earlier. I'm going to reiterate that, William.
Yeah, I think it's important to have this kind of excitement and almost like a new start. Zulu's 3406 talked about, have you guys heard of any recruits coming in from Sacramento? That's kind of what we just talked about.
Yeah.
To some extent. But
I went down a deep rabbit hole last night, and it was fun, though. It was like this, again, it's just what we needed right now is to be able to pull up these huddle films and go, okay, that kid's not a power four guy. That guy is.
Yeah.
This guy maybe, like, and kind of going through the huddle films of these guys that did not officially sign with Sacramento State earlier this week. It was kind of fun to just kind of dive into some film and do your amateur evaluations on your own, right?
Yeah. Well, and so, yeah, I think the first thing that Coach Marion has to do is get in and talk to all the players already, all the offensive players already here, and get them on board and keep guys in Boulder that are already in Boulder.
Yeah, no doubt. This is good momentum for the Colorado Buffaloes, though, William. I appreciate you. Let's keep our fingers crossed here on Kenny Darby, and then maybe we can do a film feature on Sunday. There is going to be a lot of live streams, I feel like, in the coming weeks, because we're going to have a lot to react to, which is much needed for this program. Needed some new life breathed into it.
New start. So, people want to be negative. Good for you. Go get a hug somewhere.
Well, I said after Colorado beat Iowa State that every time they get a big win, we are going to close out with Derek Webb's Colorado Swag song to close us out on this podcast. And I know it's not a win on the field, but this feels like a win in our hearts. So we're going to sign out with Webstar here. And I hope you guys, if you're not into hip hop, just sign off. But if you are, lower down the window. I know it's like, if you're in Colorado, it's like 20 degrees out right now, but just let this ride and enjoy this moment. Appreciate you, William, and we'll have you on the podcast again here really soon.
Let's go. My Colorado swing. My Colorado swing. My Colorado swing. I think they like my Colorado swag, 'cause when I'm in that play, I don't really know just how to act. And when I'm in that go, you know I'm acting bad. Holla, get a bus with my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag, my Colorado swag. I think they like my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag, my Colorado swag. Man, I swear I think they like my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag is pushing 180. Speeding past competition, see you later, baby. Colorado Army with soldiers like the Navy. And voters where we stationed, patiently awaiting. When I hit the field, it's so hard to behave. I'm Colorado swagging as the crowd do the wave. Look into my eyes, I can tell that you afraid. 'Cause you know we finna hit ya. Hey, you on your own now, why you watching the official? You just better hope you make it to the next whistle. And we ain't playing with you, you can get it anytime. It started at the scrimmage, we gon' win it at the line. My Colorado swag in the middle of the ring. Throwing blows, knocking down team after team. They like my Colorado swag, 'cause when I'm in that play, I don't really know just how to act. And when I'm in that go, you know I'm acting bad. Holla, get a bus with my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag, my Colorado swag. I think they like my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag, my Colorado swag. Man, I swear I think they like my Colorado swag. Have you ever seen around? I'm Boulder, Colorado. Buffalo is what I am. All the teams come and follow. When I start hit the field, the opposing crowd swallow. 'Cause they know I'm about to kill. He gon' feel that tomorrow. we feeling tribal. Big 12, here we come, we ain't worried about a rival. If you want it, come and get it, we'll wait for your arrival. When you hit this Folsom Field, man, it's all about survival. Why you make it, yeah, you better bring your Bible. Right back, blind side, flat line, no revival. Get them bucks, mess them up, we say we got them. If we don't, then we'll get them when we see them, then we had them. Like my Colorado swag, cause when I'm in that flag, I don't really know just how to act. And when I'm in that gold, you know I'm acting bad. Holly get a bus with my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag, my Colorado swag. I think they like my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag, my Colorado swag. Man, I swear I think they like my Colorado swag. I think they like my Colorado swag. Cause when I'm in that flag, I don't really know just how to act. And when I'm in that gold, you know I'm acting bad. Holly get a bus with my Colorado swag. My Colorado swag, my Colorado swag. I think they like my Colorado swag.